Hey, and welcome back to another video. It is your Lifestylist K, your secure woman mentor, and we are on part two of why you consistently get into toxic relationships, your attraction to repeated toxic relationships, your desire for repeated toxic relationships. Let's dive into it.
Meant for me, you I adore. You're sent to me.
And so I hope that you watched part one. That was just getting into the startup of why you consistently find yourself in toxic relationships, right? And on this video, we just have to be truthful. The first way to dealing with a thing, to overcoming something, is acknowledging that it's happening. It's acknowledging that you're doing it. Is acknowledging that it is an issue. And consistently being in repeated toxic relationships is an issue because you deserve better than that. But you only get what you feel like you deserve. So we have to figure out why you feel like you deserve to be in these toxic relationships. And if you watch part one, we dove into some of that in part one. In part two, I just wanted to give a couple of more deeper reasons as to why so that we can really work on it because we're around the corner from a better life, a new life. But that life starts with us. One of the deeper reasons you might find yourself in another toxic relationship is because of your subconscious mind. It's attracted to the pain. And so you don't even realize that is happening until you're already knee deep in it. So when it comes to that subconscious programming, all it is familiarity. I said that all jacked up. All it is familiarity. You're familiar with the pain. Is almost like a safe space for you until you tell yourself, yo, this is not a safe space. I don't like this energy and I refuse to continue on getting into these type of relationships. This is hurting me. This is causing more pain, more trauma. I don't like it and it stops now. See, a lot of y'all don't realize that you can really talk to yourself and tell yourself, no, we're not doing it. We're not doing this. I deserve better than this. And that inner you will say, okay, all right, let's work together. Let's do this thing. So start telling yourself, I don't want this. Start telling yourself what you do want. Instead of just saying, I don't want the pain, I don't want the heartache, tell yourself what you do want. I want true, real love, someone to show me that good relationships do exist, right? So as you begin to reprogram yourself and telling yourself what you desire, you'll find yourself shifting into that. Now, just so that we're clear, as you start to do this, and you might find yourself in a new relationship that's a little healthier. Now you'll have to go through the ebbs and flows of shifting. So don't think that your next relationship is going to be the it relationship. Look at it as a learning and growing experience, right? It's going to look different for everyone. So when you do finally find or get yourself into a healthy relationship, you are accepting of it because you've done the work. We're always talking about doing the work here because you've done the work, you're doing the work. So when you see healthy, you're not running away from it. Another reason you find yourself in another toxic relationship is because you ignore the red flags, knowingly ignore the red flags. And if we're going to be honest here, the reason why a lot of us ignore the red flags, because number one, we really truly want a relationship, We're tired of being single. And a lot of times we just want what we want. We romanticize a person and we think that they're going to end up becoming what we see in them. And it's usually the opposite. You have to trust in yourself. Stop romanticizing people and believe them when they show you who they are. Red flags are red flags for a reason. And when people are waving red flags in your face, don't ignore them. Don't shoo them away. Let's look at them for what they are and let's move on accordingly. And most times when we are ignoring red flags, it's because we have that what we like to call chemistry. Oh, so it's just so great, and he's just the I know he's the one. Give it time. Don't rush. Don't rush. Do not rush. Because when you rush, you easily ignore, you don't see, you don't listen. So let's stop ignoring the red flags and realize that everyone has flags. Everyone has flags. And what you want to see are more green flags, maybe a few yellow flags, but those red flags, they need to be very minimum, very minimum. And one of the heavier reasons we consistently find ourselves in toxic relationships is the fear of being alone. The fear of being alone. We would rather be in a toxic relationship just to say that we have someone instead of just loving on ourselves. What is great is you being whole, you being healthy, you being happy, you being at peace. And if a man is not adding to those things, a man doesn't deserve to be in your space. It's baffling when we have a fear of being alone when if we have no one else, at least we have ourselves. And you need to be able to enjoy your company. You need to be able to enjoy yourself. So, more work to be done if you have a fear of being alone. And don't deny it. Like we're doing the work. So don't deny if that's you. If you find yourself in relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship, there's something there that you need to work on. If you feel instinctively like, oh my God, I don't want to be alone, I'll just have a relationship just because I don't want to be alone. But yet and still, even in that relationship, you're alone. Moving forward, we are no longer involving ourselves in toxic relationships because of our own fears, because of our own low self esteem, because of our own subconscious comfort. You deserve a healthy and happy life. Your life does not look like anyone else's. Your life is your life. And you get to determine what that looks like, what that feels like. And if you're watching this is your sign. From this moment forward, you will no longer entertain toxic relationships. And I know I was speaking more, once again, more of a significant other, but I want to remind you that a toxic relationship could be a toxic friendship. It could be a toxic relationship with family members. It could be a toxic work relationship. We are not doing it any longer. So I hope that this video finds you well, and I hope that it helps you move on to healthier and happier relationships. See you on the next video.